So for the weekend, number one, Ralph Breaks the Internet, coming in
Oh
at
yeah.
16,141,000. Number two, we have The Grinch. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch with 15,175,000. So pretty close there. Number three, we have Creed 2, coming in at 10 million, a little bit over 10 million. Number four, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, coming in at 6,800,000. Bohemian Rhapsody coming in at 6 million at number five, and number six to round off kind of the top performers here is Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg, with a 5.6 million showing this weekend. So, anyways, those are the numbers from Box Office Mojo for this weekend. Any initial thoughts off of that?
Yeah, I mean, Ralph, I think most people probably expected it to be a pretty big earner, and it's holding pretty well. I mean, The Grinch too. I think it hasn't really gotten the greatest reviews, but it's the
Yeah,
holiday season. It's a movie that is obviously going to make quite a bit of money, given the time of year. And
yeah,
Fantastic Beasts, obviously, I don't think is holding too well for its
yeah.
opening weekend,
Hasn't
but
been good. Yeah,
I think the reviews on that are pretty mixed. So.
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
Um,
Instant Family. I haven't really heard much about Instant Family, but yeah, I don't think that's getting great reviews. But
Yeah, for sure. So just a couple notable things here. So this weekend is actually the second lowest grossing weekend of the year so far, uh,
oh wow,
which is kind of crazy. So the top 12, those are the top six, but an additional six combined for 77.8 million only for
wow,
this weekend. So the second lowest one. This is the third weekend that Ralph Breaks the Internet is at number one, and so
yeah.
that's yeah.
I don't think any film was opening this weekend, so that probably has something to do with it.
Exactly, yeah. And of course, that's just kind of setting up for even next weekend and even just the next three weekends where we
Yeah,
see a ton of big ones coming out. So,
the rest of December really.
exactly, yeah. So it makes sense. And then also just notable, Box Office Mojo says the launch of Warner Brothers Aquaman in China this weekend delivered a
Oh wow,
massive $94 million, becoming
Jesus.
the number one film globally just from China. So
Wow.
hasn't been released in the U.S. And it topped every other movie by a long shot, just in China alone. So
Yeah, I think opening and just big box office in China as well. Another superhero movie.
yeah. So that one's really doing great out of the gates here, which is I wouldn't say surprising,
No.
but just interesting. So we'll have to see what kind of weekend it has domestically in the U.S. That's gonna be great. Do you think that it's
Yeah.
gonna be higher than 94 million?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think generally the U.S. market, at least for something like that, like the Venom, just as I don't have the figures, but I know the U.S. versus or the domestic versus just the Chinese opening weekend of Venom. I think it was China beat them by a fair bit, or at least a little bit. And I guess that was a bit of an anomaly, but I don't know what the opening weekend of Aquaman will be like. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's tough. I mean,
I don't
and
like I don't know the figures exactly, so I don't know like what, for example, Wonder Woman or another DC property grossed.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, no, for
but I
sure.
would imagine probably it would be similar to a Wonder Woman, or maybe a little bit less than a Wonder Woman gross. So that'd be my
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Opening,
I would think that too. I think maybe it'll be a bit lower than this China opening.
yeah,
Yeah, but we'll have to see. I don't know. There's a lot of hype around it right now with the trailers that came out and all that
yeah.
stuff. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know, but this is interesting stuff.